All right, we just created this scenario into the Kubernetes cluster. So let's just validate. We just created two namespaces, production and development. Inside the production namespace, we created California application deployment with replicas is equal to 3. And we just created a service for that. The type is load balancer. At the same time, in the development namespace, we just created the California application deployment with replicas is equal to 1. And we just created the service. The type is node port. Let's go back to the editor. So in this, everything we included in a single playbook, the Ansible playbook and the manifest of the Kubernetes object as well. We can separate these two components into different files. And when the Ansible playbook is executing, Ansible will try to collect the information of the Kubernetes object, right? So let's do that. To do this, I'm creating a folder called k8s underscore YAMLs. And I would like to create a file inside this with the name California underscore prod.yaml. So in this file, first I'll go with the production one. Just copy the content of the deployment carefully and open the California underscore prod.yml file and paste it over there. And make sure everything is in line. All right, let's save the file. And the manifest for the service also, just paste it over here. And then collect the manifest from the Ansible playbook. And then paste it over here. And make sure everything is in line. And save the file. All right, and go to the main production.yaml Ansible playbook and remove this content up to definition. And similarly, remove this content inside the deployment section. All right, so we can mention the path where you have the Kubernetes manifest file. So for that, we need to use src argument, and inside the src argument, we need to tell where is your Ansible, where is your Kubernetes object files. So for that, I would like to call playbook dir, and then followed by k8s underscore YAMLs inside California underscore prod.yaml. And let's do one thing. Everything we have included in a California underscore prod.yaml file. Let's split that file. mkdir, k8s, YAMLs, and create one more folder there, -p, with the application name, and create one more prod comma dev, and then do one thing. Touch k8s YAMLs inside that, and then California application inside prod, and then create deployment .yml. Similarly, service.yml, and also similarly k8s, YAMLs, and then California. Create the same structure for the development environment as well. Deployment.yml, and similarly for the service.yml. Okay, let's do one thing. Copy the content over here from the previous file what we have created and delete the file, and go to the California prod deployment, paste the deployment content and save the file, and open the service and paste the service content over here. Similarly, do the same thing for the development as well. Open the development Ansible playbook, just copy the manifest for the deployment and go to the development environment. Inside the development.yml, paste the content and make sure everything is in line. Now everything looks good. And go to the deployment.yml, copy the service content and paste inside the k8s underscore YAMLs, inside the California, inside the development and service manifest, and make sure everything is in line. All right, and modify the main YAML plugins. All right, so inside k8s YAMLs, and we have created California is the application name, inside prod and then deployment.yml. Similarly, so paste the content for the service as well. For this, service.yml, and execute the production playbook, and let's verify everything is working as expected or not. Ansible -playbook and then production.yml. As everything is deployed, let's say we got one error. Value of state must be one of present or absent. Okay, sorry guys, here we just remove the state and we need to put the state back to present, and then src argument we need to pass and execute the playbook again. There you go. The deployment and the service for the production is already created. That's the reason we are seeing the changed state is okay, but there is no errors, and we just added some advanced configuration to our Ansible playbook. So we just separated the Kubernetes manifest and the Ansible playbook into separate parts. And when Ansible playbook is executing, it is trying to get the YAML where you mentioned in the source argument. Similarly, go for the development as well. Development, and remove everything over here up to definition, and inside src, copy the content, playbook dir, k8s YAMLs, California, but in this section, development. And for this is the service section, right? So just change that name to service. And similarly, inside this, we need to, for the deployment as well, we need to change the definition to src. This looks more readable format than the previous playbook, right? So let's execute the playbook. Ansible -playbook and then development.yml. Everything is as expected, so that's the reason it executed successfully. All right, so this is how we can modify the Ansible playbooks, and we can separate the manifest from the existing manifest file to the separate sections.